Ready?
We're pregnant!
Pregnant! Pregnant!
Pregnant! So I am now 24 weeks pregnant and we're expecting our little baby girl in spring. We are very, very excited about that. Very, very happy. So in this video, we just wanted to give you all the reveals of all the exciting things that have been happening in the last few months while we have been away from YouTube.
So the first of which is baby.
And that is probably the main reason why we have been absent. So the very first 4 months, I have been feeling extremely nauseous and just unable to sit at the laptop and do any kind of work. So James was doing most of the housework, most of the dishwashing, cooking, cleaning. He was an absolute legend. And now I'm feeling better. And now I'm in the 6th month. I'm feeling like I have lots of energy and I'm feeling good. I feel like
She looks incredible.
I feel like I can start getting back to editing videos and uploading them regularly.
And the second thing is Unimog!
Oh my goodness! The last time you've seen it, it was all taken to bits and it was ready for restoration. And now
Here it is.
it's all painted, put back together and has a box on it.
Yeah, so putting everything back together was the next part of the process, which we did in Lithuania.
Yeah, so let's jump into that.
So we're on our way to go and see the Unimog for the first time since it's been painted. So,
I can't believe it.
yeah. Oh, shot. Exciting.
Wow.
Wow, hey. You've just worked so hard, so hard. This is the pneumatic actuator for the handbrake, and this little lip here is the release, the emergency release. Now the wheel is chopped, so that's the first thing you need to do. Now on the other side, I just had a drift, and my #1 hammer put on the edge of this lip here, gave it a couple licks, and it just released like a spring. So I'll try that again. There we go, and that's the brakes released. Yeah, so good. It's all looking, you know, better than expected. Not perfect, but it was never going to be a perfect job, because to get a perfect job you would have had to strip to component level and sandblast and then paint. I think he didn't really realise how much work there was involved, but he has done an amazing amount of work. I mean, I can see all of the bits, you know, and there's bits of welding everywhere. There's been, you know, bits that have been fixed and replaced bolts, and obviously a shit ton of grinding to get the paint off, and then a shitload of painting to get it back up to spec again.
Painting is just like the tip of the iceberg, isn't it?
It kind of is, yeah. When it's all together and we take it and wash it and clean it and wax it, it is gonna look incredible. I can see it now, even through all the dirt and the muck. It's gonna look fantastic. So yeah, I'm really, really happy. So here we are in the truck.
So once we've seen the Unimog all restored, the next task was?
Putting everything back together again.
Wow. And we only had 2 days for that?
2 days, yeah.
2 days.
Yeah. Hopefully that will go. Right, I need to come up.
Goed.
Okay.
Goed, Mr. Big, Mr. Big.
Just gently, not hard.
Okay.
Okay.
Push on this side a little bit.
Okay.
So back.
Go.
So what we're doing now is we're trying to put the Unimog back together. We are cleaning everything. We are putting the Unimog back together.
We are trying, you're right. As we reconnect everything, we're re-greasing all the bolts, cleaning off all the old rust, which in itself has a little bit of a problem because by removing a bit of the rust, you're also removing some of the anti-corrosive covering. But we do it anyway because it's better to do it than not do it. So we're using a variety of different solvents. Don't really know what that is, but it's basically a all-purpose solvent. We've got some brake cleaner, that's just spray solvent cleaner. And we've got some contact cleaner, which I think is fairly similar. It's got no residue on it, and that's for all the electrical contacts because we're cleaning those all up as well because lots of them have got shit in them. And then when we're actually putting the bolts back in again, we're using graphite grease. All the threads are nicely covered and we'll be able to come back out again. It also helps with not having to like torque them madly, gives a little bit of grip. And then once we've put the bolts in, then we're covering over with, what's it called? The chip paint stuff. Oh yes, look at this. Don't want flying doors.
No. This is the final push before we can start the engine. James is just reconnecting everything under the bonnet. We've still got the clutch bleed and then that's it.
Yeah.
And hopefully the engine starts. I'm sure it will. Snacky for the boy.
Brakes are all connected, all the air pipes are connected now. The clutch reservoir is full, we'll top that, it's connected, sorry, we'll top that up. This pipe needs replacing. The earth connection is okay. All the electrical connectors are done and cleaned and everything. This is the clutch connection here. The routing on that is okay. Maybe I want that a little bit further around actually. I haven't finished cable tying everything yet. We're going to go for a test start.
Very beautiful, very nice.
Cab fit, 2 days. Okay, so then after putting the Unimog back together again, we had to go back to Italy to continue working, and then we waited for our August holiday.
Yeah, so we took the van all the way to Lithuania again in August. We had 3 weeks in Lithuania to complete the assembly of the Unimog and do lots of other things. So in that time I was extremely sick, very nauseous, low energy, but somehow I still managed to finish my driving lessons for my category C driving license.
Christina is doing her lorry driving license. There she is in that lorry. Do you know my resounding memory of that time was sitting, like, getting the tools, and then you were sitting in the hardware store, just sitting on that pallet, and that woman came up to you and said, "Are you okay?" So I'm pregnant. What are you doing here?
Yeah, my man brought me to the tool shop.
In Lithuania, we had to get a whole load of tools. We had a list of stuff that we needed to do to get the truck ready for the trip to Germany to get the box put on. And yeah, so that meant like buying loads of tools, which is very exciting for me. Poor Christina was not feeling the best at the time, but she soldiered through it.
Yeah.
We've got some blind fasteners on the back of the air pipe, the raised air intake or snorkel, and yeah, basically before there was some rusted nuts that were welded on there and some of them fell off, so we had to come up with a new solution. And I've been meaning to get myself a riv nut tool for flipping ages. James Hoy, one of the guys that follows us, he's a fellow van guy, suggested getting a riv nut for the last build. So I finally got one, and now I'm getting to use it for the first time. So I've already done one as a little test here, but it's actually much easier than I thought. I was expecting it to be like a really difficult pop rivet, but yeah, they just go in nice and easy. This one I've had to cut down to size, so it's got a bit of a lip on it. It's not got the great amount of clearance on the back side, so let's see how this goes. Yeah, squeezy. There we are. So here you can see we got the help of two burly Lithuanians to put our subframe back together again. This was quite difficult because there was a couple bushes that need to be exactly aligned, and obviously the subframe is quite heavy, so getting all of the bushes exactly in the right place and aligned and then bashing them into place was helped hugely by the two guys that turned up and helped us to do that.
That rear one needs to come down, that's still not located. There it is. It needs to go down by about a millimetre. No, stop.
Yep, down, no problem. This guy. And the next thing that was hugely impressive was the aluminium tray that would go on top of our subframe and be the bottom of our panel box. It was just millimetre perfect. I was really quite surprised, to be honest. I was just so chuffed with the both of us that we managed to measure it all exactly right, and Kristina did some excellent drawings and communicated excellently with the company, and then the company executed our request just absolutely to the millimetre. Fantastic. One step closer to Vladivostok.
So we've got the subframe and we've got the aluminium tray on now. Alright, so we measured our... Oh, there's a hot air balloon.
Ah. God, he's going up quick, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's like Cappadocia.
Yeah.
Just the same.
So we measured up our L-shaped angles that will go on the outside of the box to frame it. And we had it all pre-planned. We drew it all out. Then we had the aluminium company cut our sections in half, and now we have just measured them up just there where James will show you for the box company to fully cut up and put them on our box.
As Kristina said, we cut all of these for transportation. They were big old 6 metre pieces, but that was no good to us, so we've just hopefully not very confusingly marked them all up. Each of them have got an error bar on the end, and then these bits here are our 135 bits that are going to go on the angled sections of the 45-degree angle sections. Quite tired.
Yeah, I'm tired as well.
How are you feeling apart from that, my love?
I'm feeling sick and tired and just want to go home now.
Yeah, looking forward to Italy.
Yeah. and that's not too long now. 2 days from now.
Here we are, cruising along on the nice German dual carriageway, 45 miles an hour, 80 odd kilometres, 75 odd kilometres. Engine's just on tick over 2,000 revs. So here we are at Unimog speed. This is what we are destined for. Alright, it's the vacuum former.
This is the driver's side
Right.
and the passenger side with the
pet insets.
right. The floor must be this. So we have the PET on the
whole
right. The roof with the
honeycomb.
right.
What's the benefit of pet insert? Just so you can screw into it?
Yes.
Right, okay. Because I'm interested to know what is the best type of screw or bolt to go into this.
Spacks.
12.
Alright, so we waved goodbye to our Unimog and we left it with Paneltech. So that's the company that is building our box. And we're just gonna return to Italy now and just wait for the box to be built. Where are we going?
Spiegelenpass. Victor is not loving the climb, but fortunately we're at the top now. The guy with the trailer got up.
Oh, Italia.
Oh, yeah, nice.
That was a scenic border crossing. So today is the last night of our journey back to Italy. We are camping out in the mountains on the border between Switzerland and Italy. And it is wild outside. What's the weather forecast today, baby?
Windy, slight showers, quite cold, but glorious. I am very happy.
You want to show the camp?
Okay, here is the camp. I'm just about to take it down actually. It was just nice to have a little sitting area. A little bit dark now, but yeah, the wind is coming sideways, as is the rain. When we first got here, interestingly, well, I found it interestingly, the rain was coming this way. So I was sitting here, and then the rain just completely flipped and turned this way. Fundamentally, fairly inconsequentially, it's better for us for the wind to go this way, over the roof. But now it's hitting the front. So then in Italy we waited patiently for our box to be built, and we were getting little pictures every now and again, which was very exciting. And then finally the day came to organise to go and pick up the truck, and my dad was volunteered himself, voluntold, kindly offered to help me drive the vehicle back from Germany to Italy, which was just, I mean, such an adventure. To drive the Unimog over the Alps was just so much fun. It was a great boys' adventure, and I haven't seen my dad for a while, so yeah, it was just fantastic to do that with him. So here we are.
Well, I'm only going to the airport. These two are going to Germany.
We've got Dad with us. There's Dad. Say hello,
I have to
Dad.
be here because I'm the only one with a driving license.
Yeah, we might need to take you all the way to Japan.
Don't tell Mum. On the train in Frankfurt, huge big station. That is still present. Train number 2. That is still present. Train number 3. There it is. First little bit of driving done. Everything is quite good. The tyre noise is immense. And when we were driving a couple times, lorries overtook us, and yeah, obviously we've got much more windage now. A little bit of a wobble, but all good, just something to note. Here we are on the dual carriageway, sitting at 70 clicks. All good so far. I would ask Dad what he thinks of driving, but he probably can't hear me from here. Pardon? What?
So what appears to be happening here is James has decided to lie down underneath his new acquisition. For some reason, it's not entirely clear.
Portal axles. I had meant to check them yesterday before we set off, but too much was happening. We needed to get on the road before it was dark. But I've opened them all up this morning, and there seems to be that they were down by however much is in that tube. In the front it took sort of 2 amounts of those, so not a lot. It was definitely just a top up, not a fill, but I'm glad that we did it because I want all of these axles nice and full with nice fresh oil. So that's the morning. That's trucking away. So if you can hear me, we are 17 kilometres away from the Austrian border and about 50 kilometres away from our hostel for the night. Everything is going well. We've been running at an hour at a time and then pausing and braking. It's a steady stream of traffic overtaking us. Everything is good. Are you alright? Just driving through Austria, through towns, and Dad's leg is currently about 3 times its normal size, the left leg that is. There's a lot of stopping for traffic lights and people running around the road and stuff. Ooh. Okay, mate?
Yes.
What do you think? How was that? Pardon? What? Petrified and deaf, both of us. Oh, that's good. Another day done. One more to go. Good morning. I'm just going to check the engine oil and the coolant. We're going to pick up some coolant before we go over the mountains because today we've got quite a bit of altitude. Here's the main man, the driver. Are you ready for the noise? We're going across the Alps at the moment and just had a little bit of a drama. We couldn't get into 6th gear. We'd come off of the single lane motorway because we are causing somewhat of a tailback, and as we were coming up the exit ramp we needed to go down to 6th or 5th gear to set off. That's kind of lowest gear in the high ratio box, but it just wouldn't go in and I needed quite a bit of encouragement, so just having a little bit of a rest, let everything cool down. I imagine it's because the oil is still old in the gearbox. I'm hoping that's what it is. Anyway, the synchros might not be fantastic either. I don't know a great deal about these things, to be honest, but I will have to learn, so that's good.
So here we are, we just exited the tunnel. We met not by a beautiful view, which is what we were expecting, but by no view at all.
Well, we made it down from the mountain. It was a bit hairy on the way down. There was lots of fog and the high ratio box is not performing all that well. There he is. He looks tiny compared to those. Last hour. Hi Victor. Hi beauty. Hello puppy, you're excited. Boing boing. Careful you doesn't jump off there. Hello baby. Careful she doesn't jump off.
They're back. Big, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah. We'll need some kind of ladder to get the bikes off.
for sure.
Wow, this is our home. I don't mind this square pattern.
No, neither me.
Nice. Beautiful, isn't it?
So what do you think?
I think it's a bit shorter than I expected because we were not even sure if it's gonna fit lengthways, you know, in here. I think it's a perfect size. I don't think the overhang is too much.
Yeah.
Um,
Wait until you see inside as well. You look at
it feels more roomy.
Yeah, it feels roomy.
Yeah.
I was quite like overwhelmed when we were doing it, and
Yeah.
we had to organise everything and seal it up. But
I think the box is really beautiful. Like, it's how I imagined it looking at the drawings.
3.25, so it's under the 3.5 meters, which is good.
Yeah. And it's under 3.4, which is Russian bridges, I think.
Oh really? Oh, that's good.
That's until I put
bigger tyres on it.
I don't know why people reference the Russian bridges.
Right, because you're not actually allowed to go there.
Yeah. Well, let's have a look inside.
Yeah, and I also just wanted to reiterate how excited I am to have this Unimog truck. Like, I spend a lot of my time working at the moment, head down, arse up, and just not sort of taking the time to take a step back to think that actually I've been saving for this vehicle. I didn't really exactly know what vehicle it was going to be. I've always just been saving for sort of something like this for the best part of a decade, really. So now to actually, you know, have this vehicle and have the potential of what it can do is just mind-blowing. I'd always looked at Unimogs and thought, oh wow, but it just seemed like so far removed from what was possible. So now having it and, you know, being able to turn it into a moving home is just so exciting.
I do remember when I started looking for the vehicles that would be suitable for our trip, James said, oh, don't look at the Unimogs, they're too expensive, we're not gonna get one. And I wasn't looking at them to begin with, but eventually we decided that it's gonna be the best option.
I think I came home from work one day actually, and you were like, so I've been looking at Unimogs. When Christina gives the thumbs up to something, it's, you know, there's a good amount of thought to it, and it's normally very rational. So
yeah, it was a joint decision. Okay. Good job.
Okay.
Good job, everyone.
That's a wrap. Hello, we are just about half an hour outside of Kiel now. We've done the drive. All we've got to do now is get on the ferry. Christina is here.
Resting.
We've got another chili for lunch. This is danger chili though, because last one we had, it made my farts quite bad.
Atomic. That bad. I had to open the back flap at least 4 times last night to let the farts out because he was just sleeping and I was not. I was starting to feel sick, so I had to open the back flap.
Yes, they look lovely, don't they? Oh wow, they've got a bumper bit on them. Oh, how cute! How high up do they go? All the way up.
After the boobies.
Bumpy, look at the bumpy. I haven't said hello to the bumpy yet. No, it's really bumpy, isn't it?